today I'm going to talk about one of my favorite Young Living products. One of, I'll call it a lifesaver. I will call it one of my most used and most effective products. It's not an essential oil that you diffuse in a diffuser. It is called Progesterone Plus, and it is an essential oil infused serum that you use on your body topically to support, for women to support their hormonal systems and their progesterone levels. This is a serum that contains a natural form of progesterone from wild yam extract, something that has been used for hundreds of years by women, mainly in Africa. The wild yam actually contains a natural source of progesterone. So if you have gone to your doctor and you've heard your progesterone levels are off, your progesterone levels are low, maybe this is a word you've heard, maybe you've heard your doctor even say they want to put you on a progesterone cream, a synthetic one. There are naturally derived alternatives, and this is one of them, and I love it. Oops, that's backwards for me. So today I want to tell you about Progesterone Plus, because I started using it because I read that it's really good to support your cycle. If you are a woman who's started ovulating, this is for you. So if you're early in your having your period, if you had your period for decades, and even if you're a woman going through menopause or you've had a hysterectomy, this is also a product for you, because progesterone levels can be out of whack no matter what, and they are really important. So I started using this serum. Let me just start by showing you how to use it. I started using this serum because I heard that it helped tame your cycle and tame kind of that wacky up and down kind of insanity that can come with having your period. So I started using it for that reason, and I felt, this is my own personal experience. I actually was surprised when my period came a few times, because a lot of times I could tell my period was coming because I would have a lot of anxiety, kind of be a little ragey. I would feel those cramps coming on, and when I started using it, I was actually surprised when I got my period, not because it came early or late, but just because all of those premenstrual syndromes were subdued a little bit. So this is, just also need to say, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nurse, I'm not any kind of healthcare professional. I'm just a woman who wants to support her body, does research, and is expressing what has worked for me and what helps me. So Progesterone Plus has helped me, and so I started using it, and I was like, you know what, I kind of want to understand more about why this is helping me. So I went on the internet and I started researching what progesterone is, how it affects our body, and how it works within our body to support or hinder us. And so I have notes here because I don't have it memorized, and I want to share with you what progesterone is, how it affects your body, how it works with your body. And once I did that research, it all clicked for me why I was having positive results as a result of using Progesterone Plus on a daily basis. So that's a big lead up to me showing you, sorry, my hair is in my way here, how to use this. So this is a serum that smells amazing. Let me tell you what's in it. It has micronized progesterone from wild yams. It has vitamin E, which is a really potent antioxidant. And then it has 6 essential oils, which are copaiba, sacred frankincense, cedarwood, bergamot, peppermint, and clove. These are all really, if you are in the oily world, you know how amazing those are. Clove is super high antioxidant. Peppermint is very soothing. Bergamot is great for hormones. Cedarwood, sacred frankincense are great for your brain. And copaiba is a very calming oil. Okay, so here is how I use it. You can put a roller ball on top, which I don't have right now, but twice a day, morning and before bed, 2 to 4 drops in your inner forearms and just rub them together. I have never used, I'm sorry, I just got to get it out of my face. I have never used a synthetic progesterone cream, so I don't know a lot about it, but I do know from my reading that apparently you have to apply it in different places every time because it can be bad for your skin to apply it to the same place all the time. This is very gentle, so you can apply it to your forearms every day. You could even, if you want, you could rub it on your fingers, put it behind your ears like perfume. These oils are good for your skin. Vitamin E is good for your skin. All the essential oils found in it are good for your skin, so you can also use it if you want to add it to a jojoba oil or almond oil and use it as a face serum. You could do that as well. It's just going to sink into your skin and you're still going to get the effects. I've heard a lot of people do that. So that's all you do, 2 to 4 drops in the morning and at night. If you are someone who's experiencing intense hormonal imbalance or you're postpartum after you've had a baby, you might even want to use it a little bit more, but you use your best judgment for that. So essential oils help with the delivery of the progesterone into your bloodstream and into your body. And then I mentioned that you can put it in the same place every day. And use it 2 to 4 times a day. It just smells incredible. For me, the strongest scents are peppermint and the copaiba and the sacred frankincense are really powerful. So it just smells like a lovely, light, airy perfume. Okay, so if you don't know a lot about progesterone, which I didn't when I did my research, let me tell you what I found, and it might connect some dots for you in terms of why when our cycle comes up and while we're having our cycle, we can feel really off and not ourselves and just terrible, right? So progesterone, I'm looking at my notes here, so bear with me. Progesterone is produced in the ovaries, the adrenals, and a small amount of it is actually produced in the brain as well. It is important because it is a precursor to other hormones in our body. Progesterone is, in the medical world, is called the hormone of pregnancy because it helps our bodies produce eggs and it prepares the lining of the uterus. And so, as we all know from taking health class, if pregnancy doesn't occur, we menstruate. So menstruation is the shedding of our uterine lining. We bleed, we have our period because we have not gotten pregnant. So when you have your period, when you are menstruating, your body is going through progesterone withdrawals. So that is why we get moody, we get sad, we get angry, we get all of the whatever you might experience, you feel off, because your body is actually experiencing like a major dip and withdrawal of an essential and important progesterone. So what else I found is that progesterone is a natural steroid in the body, and it's one of the very few called a neurosteroid. So what that means is that progesterone actually protects neurons and generates neurons in our body, and it regulates how quickly nerve impulses go to the brain. So that little bit that's produced in the brain that I was talking about, that's what's happening here. And it helps regulate myelin, which is the protective sheath on neurons. So I don't know, what were we in middle school when we learned about like a cell has all those, a nucleus and whatever, has a myelin sheath that protects that neuron. Okay, so progesterone is also responsible for libido. I don't know about you, but when you have a dip in progesterone, when you're having your period, it's not really a time you feel like getting it on. And progesterone is also important for stimulating GABA in the brain, GABA. And GABA is the most potent neurotransmitter, which helps us relax. So if you are watching this and you're like thinking about what it's like to have your period, or lead up to your period, when you are on your cycle, I don't know about you, but I have a really difficult time relaxing, right? You feel anxious, you feel on edge, you feel everything pisses you off, like things that don't even matter. You just feel kind of ragey, okay? And that's, so if we have a huge dip in our progesterone, and progesterone is stimulating that GABA in our brain that helps us to relax, then that is a good explanation for why when we're on our period, we are not very relaxed. Okay, bones. Progesterone is also found within the surface of healthy bones, building cells called osteoblast. Enzymes and protein, these are enzymes and proteins that help build bones and resorb, not absorb, but resorb calcium in blood. So I'm just like thinking off the cuff right now. A lot of times you hear like when women are going through menopause and they're getting older, there's osteoporosis and things like that. So if progesterone is really important for healthy and strong bones in women, then that could possibly be a reason that that is experienced when menopause occurs. I'm just thinking, I'm just connecting dots in my head. I don't know if that's true. I just think that would be something interesting to look into. Okay, so progesterone is needed to balance out against estrogen. So progesterone and estrogen work synergistically. If you have a dip in your progesterone, your body creates excess estrogen. So excess estrogen is extremely unhealthy. So I would encourage you to research the negative health effects of excess estrogen, and you're going to find some pretty not great things. The number one thing that I know is the big old C word that nobody wants to hear. Okay, so when women are going through menopause, so you, even if you are not having your cycle anymore, you can still benefit from using progesterone. Might actually benefit more from those of us on our cycle, because when you're going through menopause, your body is just pumping out the estrogen, and because your body is not able to become pregnant anymore, you're losing all of your progesterone. Like, it's just plummeting, and you're probably not going to get it back because you're not going to have your cycle anymore. So menopause. Here are some of the symptoms of menopause: bloating, headaches, mood swings, reduced sex drive, trouble sleeping, hair loss, and energy, like a lack of energy. That sounds like having your period. And also like the hair loss and stuff, that sounds to me like postpartum stuff. So thinking about that, women who are pregnant, you always hear about them having really beautiful skin, or their hair just grows like crazy, and then after you have a baby, like even like a year, 18 months after you have a baby, your hair is just falling out. It's because usually the only time a woman has like perfect, wonderful progesterone levels is when she is pregnant. So that is like the glow that you hear about, is like because a woman has all that progesterone pumping through her body while she's pregnant. So I hope that all of this information connects the dots for you as to why progesterone is like integral to our period, and how if you are somebody, and I was somebody who had really intense, painful, heavy, just painstaking periods, and over time, it's not just the progesterone. I use many things to help support my endocrine system, which controls our hormones. But Progestins Plus has really been an important part of me balancing out my hormones, so that when I do have my cycle, it's not as intense, it's not as crazed and wild. So I hope that this video is helpful if you are curious about progesterone, how it works. If you're if you're wanting to support your body through your cycle. This is not something I just take during my cycle. I take it all the time, because as women, your cycle is not just when you are menstruating. We have 4 aspects to our cycle that lead up to us menstruating. So this is something that is used every day, morning and night, like I said, on my wrists. And I have seen, I'll just tell you, so I have seen less wild mood swings. My periods personally are not as painful, or as they used to be really short and really intense. Now they're longer and more manageable. My flow is more even. I don't get a lot of, I know one thing that postmenopausal women, or women like while they're menstruating, experience a lot of like night sweats or cold sweats. Those are gone. And there was a stint where I stopped using it just because I was being lazy and I didn't order it, and I was like soaked with sweat every night. So that has been a positive thing for me. And it's also improved my skin. And hormones and skin, we all know now that they're connected. So if you are curious more about Progestins Plus, just leave a comment, let me know, and we can talk about it some more. But this is a amazing young living product that it's not a supplement, it's not an essential oil, it is a serum. It is a all natural plant-based progesterone source. So if you struggle with any kind of hormonal imbalance, or you just have one of those wild cycles, this might be a product that you want to try. All right, thanks.